So, how y'all doing? What I did is I bought a switch from the motorcycle shop, but they didn't have the right one. To order the correct switch was 90 bucks on the internet. I got one for a 73 to 80 KZ650. And the switch mount, which I'll show you here, if I can get it to focus in and everything, has got this notch in it. And it fits the four-wheeler that I've got. However, this is a 6-pin switch. Stock switches are 4. See 4 leads, 4 pigtails coming out. So what I've had to do is study how these pin connectors do what in what positions. And I came up with this fabulous piece of documentation. Alright, yeah, there it is better. This is what it looks like. And the colors coordinated there. And when it's on, it's straight up and down. And you get connections from that one to that one to that one, which corresponds with these colored wires over here. When it's in the off position to the left, absolutely nothing makes contact anywhere. When it's in what would be the accessory position, you get a weird little configuration where this green wire, the red stripe, meets the white wire on the far end, and this red and white wire touch down here in the bottom. Which that doesn't work for me because I need, like it said over here in the manual, I need the brown and white to be hooked up when it's on, which that's easy, that's all right here. And I need, what was it, black with yellow and yellow with red to match, to meet when it's turned off. So I'm going to have to use the accessory position for that, for the off position. And so I've got to alter the way this does, and I'm going to have to somehow figure out how to make this switch do that. So at any rate, you go to the back of the switch, and bam, there it is, in all its magnificent glory of little solder spots. So I took an hour and studied this and wrote it all down and mapped it out. And I've been thinking about it for 3 days ever since. And I believe that this little jumper wire right here is what makes the contact from the red to the white wire when it's in the accessory position. So I've decided if I cut that and resolder it to one of these other points, I can make it do what I want it to do. But it's going to be an experimental trial and error thing. So that's what I'm going to be doing here in just a second. So I'm going to pause this and give it another quick couple minutes of thought to make sure that I know where I'm going, and then I'm going to do that. Alright? Alright. Hang on, here we go. A moment ago, this red jumper wire was actually connected to this red wire here, which wasn't working for me. So I cut it and I resoldered it to the white wire. This white wire and that white wire are different. This one actually has a blue stripe on it that goes around the wire instead of long ways with it. So what that did for me was, let me set this up here so you can see my multi-tester, which I know it ain't, my workbench is a mess here. I got my soldering wire and my test wires are all out in the way. Let's see how good we can get this here. Is it gonna focus? Is it gonna focus? Maybe. It says maybe. Alright. That's probably close enough. Anyway. Now if I got my wires where I can get to them. My soldering iron wire out of the way. Reposition this one more time. Alright, right now we're in the off position and nothing's going to happen no matter. I'm actually touching the leads inside the plug-in switch. And no matter what I do, nothing happens. It's in the off. I already know that. So I turn it to the on position. And when I go from red to blue, I get power. When I go from white to brown, I get power. And when I go from white with a blue stripe to brown, gives me power. Red and blue give me power. And then the all other number colors, which is green with a red stripe and just white, gives me power. I don't get any crossways. Now I go to the accessory position and I go from the white on one end to the white on the other, and I get my power that I'm going to need for my off position. And that's all I get anywhere. So it's going to work for me. Alright, it may be as clear as mud to y'all, but there we have it. So now that I've got that taken care of, and it's soldered on there, and it's going to be fine, I can move on back to the actual scooter and start testing out the the controls that are in the hand switch. Start button, kill switch, run button. That's my next step. And I'm just going to work my way through the whole machine and get everything dialed in to where it works. My goal is ultimately to get the wiring harness all corrected, checked, and functional, and make sure I have spark before my rings and piston get here, which I ordered an oversized piston and rings and a head gasket kit. So I hope to have all this done by the time they get here. And then of course I'll lap the valves and stuff while I have it apart, rebuild the carburetor, and bam, we should be good to go. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.